Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today's video will be slightly different as I'll try my hand at a flight review. We will also be comparing the Embraer 145 to the CRJ200, and I'll try to keep my opinion as neutral as possible. The first flight of this video will be on the Embraer 145 operated by Piedmont, which will be taking me from Green Bay, Wisconsin down to Chicago O'Hare. Today's aircraft will be a 23-year-old Embraer 145 registered as November 644 Alpha Echo, which has flown on behalf of American its whole career. It was first delivered to American Eagle on December 21, 1999, then flew for Envoy starting in 2014, and then moved on to Piedmont in 2018, who it has been flying for since. On today's route, we will be taking off of runway 36 at Green Bay, taking us north and then turning south as we pass by Lambeau Field. Today's flight will be a 43-minute flight covering 173 miles. We will have a brief cruising altitude of roughly 13,000 feet before we start descending down into Chicago. I will be seated in 12B, which is an exit row seat. However, it is the middle seat, so I won't be able to get the best footage from outside because I didn't want to be that guy to the person in the window. I managed to grab some pictures though. I also won't be able to grab landing or takeoff footage. But let's board. At Green Bay, we powered out of the gate rather than getting pushed back, which was interesting as I've never done that before. We then taxied and took off, where I will see you guys to look at the seat. The seat on this aircraft was quite comfortable for this short flight. The seat back in front of me was showing its age a little bit, but it did the job. The tray table was a little dirty, but that was fine as I didn't have to use it on this quick flight. In the seat back pocket, we had a safety card, an entertainment card, and a sick bag. And I had plenty of space for my knees. We then started our descent into Chicago O'Hare, where we had a pretty firm landing on runway 27 right. On our taxi to the gate, the plane was even kind enough to sing to us. We also got to see a beautiful Japan Airlines Dreamliner in the One World livery that was just starting its journey to Tokyo Haneda. We then arrived to our gate, which was G19 Alpha. Our next flight will be on a CRJ200 that is operated by Air Wisconsin, which is flying us under the American Eagle brand and will be taking us up to Appleton. The aircraft we will be flying on today is registered as November 466 Alpha Whiskey. It is a 19-year-old CRJ200 that was first delivered to Air Wisconsin on January 21, 2004 and has flown with them all this time. Recently, this aircraft flew on behalf of United Express but was just repainted and brought back into service 5 days before this flight, where it now flies in the American livery as part of Air Wisconsin's new deal with American. Our route today will take us west out of Chicago, leaving runway 28 right. Then we will head north past Milwaukee and over Lake Winnebago before turning left to land on runway 30 in Appleton. Today's flight will be a 33-minute flight covering 160 miles. We will have another brief cruising altitude, this time at roughly 12,000 feet, before descending into Appleton. I was seated in 8D, which is an exit row window seat, so I was able to get better footage outside. During boarding, I decided to check out the seat back in front of me. The CRJ is noticeably more cramped than the 145, as it is in a 2-2 configuration, rather than the 145's 1-2. In the seat back, we have a safety card and a sick bag. Checking out the tray table, it is a bit smaller than the 145's, as you can see when I place my hand on it. But again, for this short flight, it wasn't used. And in the exit row, I also had ample legroom. Soon we were taking off, and once we were in the air, I took a quick nap until we were arriving in Appleton. then started our descent down into Appleton. After that pretty smooth landing, we then arrived at the gate. So then, the big question, which aircraft is better? I personally prefer the Embraer 145 for its more spacious and comfortable seats. However, the CRJ200 wasn't too bad to fly on, but I wouldn't like to be on it for a longer flight. Either way, they both serve crucial markets and are a workhorse for regional airlines, helping to connect smaller communities to larger cities. Let me know what is your preference in the comments below.